Good evening, everyone. It is August 26, 2023. Let's briefly go over what we had last week, and then we can get into what I'm looking for the week coming. This week, we had a ton of data on Thursday and Friday, that Jackson Hole stuff and JPOW making a messy, messy Friday. Sorry for this chart right now, looking a little bit ugly, but what I'd been saying was that above 44.36, I wrote this on Sunday, I think, or Saturday, above 44.36, I was looking for a rally upwards, or more so for just longs to not be offside anymore. And that's what we had. We had this nice move upwards, and then following that, I was saying if we get a move back below that level, that 36 spot, we're probably going to have some long liquidation, and that would target a move back under this huge bid we kept having at 43.95. And that's what we got below 36. We have this gap up session on Nvidia earnings, and then it was a gap up and crap out session. The breadth opened terribly negative, and the market just started selling off aggressively. And we got below this 36 level. Eventually, after a few hours, we took out that 95 and got into the 80s. Friday, just an absolute mess. All you need to know is that we stayed below the prior month low, and in general, this is looking like a failed breakout for the bulls. NQ not too different. The sell-off was more aggressive on that Thursday session, while ES was at least getting some short cover bids back to kind of this cluster at the highs. The NQ did not. It just slammed downwards, and we broke that 930 area where the bid was on whatever that was Tuesday, and it crapped out hard. And just like on the ES, this thing was not able to really rally much further. So let's get into how I'm looking at these guys for the week coming. Let's start off with the ES over here. What I'm looking for is I don't really think that we're going to be moving up that much. So to me, we've had a high time frame sort of failure. This is the head and shoulders pattern I was talking about for maybe a week or so now at this point. I'd mentioned that I thought we'd go ahead and come tickle this 80 area and probably not head upwards. If we had, we'd be looking at breaking this 45.15ish from the week prior, that high, breaking these 45.45s and getting back into this upper balance over here. However, that did not play out. We completed the right shoulder of this thing, and we've now dumped. So I'm looking for us to break this momentum trend line, get into this contract gap around 43.03, and possibly even into yearly VWAP to the downside, and sort of where this breakout bid occurred around 41.88 or so. So that's what I'm looking like for the downside. And if we start breaking, 40.74ish, 4100, somewhere like that, you're going to end up with liquidation down to the 4,000, down to 3,900, these lower numbers. So that's just something to keep in mind at the back of your head. So in a high time frame view, I'm looking at this as a failed move upwards, and that therefore leads us to look at lower targets. So I am a little bit short biased here. Same thing on the Nasdaq. Uglier head and shoulders pattern, but you kind of get the idea. Right shoulder here, crapped out. Just like on the ES, I'm going to be looking for lower lows. I want to see that contract gap filled. I think we'll lose these double bottoms eventually. I think we will come into sort of this area, yearly VWAP right around there as well. So that's how I'm looking at it on higher time frames. Keeping in mind, this week will be month end. When would T+2 start? Thursday is the 31st, so T+2 will start on Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe a ramp job. I'm out of here, by the way, after Tuesday's session. I'm heading to Mexico until the 6th, so I don't know how much posting I'll be doing for in regards to updating any of these plans or any of this sort of stuff. But in general, what I'm going to be looking for coming into next week is I doubt we'll be making any significant lows on Monday, as that is a statistical anomaly, so I won't be looking for us to break something like 43.70. But, I'd like to see us hold kind of that 44.25 to 30 area. I want to see us hold that pivot. I think above, and you're starting to flirt with a breakout. I know 47s were a big level last week. 47s, you had 54s as the afternoon rally high after that news day, whatever that was, FOMC or JPOW or something. But I really want to see the shorts hold this around the mid 20s to upper 30s and give us that rotation down. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow and Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday we start to liquidate downwards or something like that. News-wise, we do have GDP on that Wednesday. The S&P Composite Tuesday. Friday's the big one, NFP. So definitely have rooms for some volatility. On average, our daily ranges are picking up, our weekly ranges are picking up. Volatility seems to be coming instead of declining in August. So I'm leaning towards the downside this week. Same thing on the NQ. I'm leaning towards the downside. I think we feel that contract gap going down to 526-ish, and I think you do that. If you break this week's low, I think you end up breaking the week prior's low, wherever it is down here somewhere. I think you end up with this nice liquidation move. I don't want to see us really accept kind of over, right, something like this, right? You have these highs here as resistance. They served as nice support. I'd like to see this now serving as resistance again. I want to see this kind of hold. I don't really want to see us start breaking upwards and getting this sort of upward move. I want to see some healthy move downwards. That's all I have. That's all I'm looking for this week. Again, I'll be out of here after Tuesday, so have a great week and trade safe, you guys.